Hi, morning everybody. It's Pete Turner here from Turnaround Limited. I'm a property investor and developer, and I'm up to a portfolio of 5 properties at the moment. I'm in the middle of buying another one to make it 6. This particular video is talking about the secret to becoming rich in property. Now, I kind of kicking myself really, because from my point of view, I only really realised how to become wealthy in 2019, and I'm a bit gutted about that. I started off in property in 2008 by buying 2 flats off plan in the middle of Sheffield for £5,000 each, and although I'm kind of in my late 40s now, I wish that I'd found this out earlier. So one of the reasons I'm doing this video is to help you to realise your property dreams earlier than I found them. So okay, so what I wanted to talk about is how you become rich in property, and how you do it with the lowest amount of money possible, and how you leverage the money that you've got in order to buy bigger things than you would be able to afford for cash. So this particular video talks about how I got to 6 properties and how I'm going to expand from here. I'm already comfortable off because of my work situation, and starting to see that success in the property side as well now. So I thought that I would share my secrets to becoming wealthy in this video. So if you follow the steps that are in this video, you'll also have a good chance of becoming wealthy in property as well. Okay, so here's my kind of factors from going from a normal person on a normal salary through to having, a portfolio of properties and being well off in property, and seeing that passive income come into your account every month. So step 1 is that you get your finances in order, and if you're in a reasonable job, say 20 grand or something, it would be the average kind of salary, I guess, these days. Maybe there's 2 of you, you've got a household income of 40,000 maybe, so to start with, and you've got a deposit of 5% for your first house, would be where I would see people starting off. So you're probably 15 to 20 grand in income every year from your salary, and you're renting maybe at the moment. Okay, so step 1 is you find a property nearby that you want to live in that needs some work. Okay, so say if I live in South Yorkshire here, you can buy a terraced house, say for 100,000, that's a bit run down, it needs a bit of work, it needs new kitchen, new bathroom, new decorating, in order to get that property up to really nice standard. Okay, so you buy a property at 100,000. In the current market, you're probably going to have to find either 5 or 10 grand in order to start the journey. So the best way of doing that is just saving up 5 grand to start with, 5 or 10 grand. Now that can probably be done within a couple of years to start with, or potentially you could get a loan out of 10 grand, leave it in the bank for a number of months, and then start thinking about having a deposit down on a house at 100,000. Okay, so you've put your 10 grand down, you've bought a £100,000 house that needs work, and your mortgage, say, is, I don't know, maybe 500 quid a month repayment mortgage on a £100,000 property. Your mortgage is 75,000. Okay, so this is step 1. You're getting on the property market, you're saving up a bit of money for a deposit, or you're getting a loan out and waiting for that to come off your bank statements over time. Step 1 is you buy a house, needs work, 100,000. Okay, so step 2 is you renovate that house. So you maybe put some new doors on the kitchen, maybe for £1,000. You maybe buy a new bathroom suite, get that installed for £1,000, and you paint all the walls white, and you put really a carpet into that property. So that's maybe going to cost you another £5,000 to do all that work. So now you after a couple of years in that house, you can refinance that house. Okay, so that house is probably now worth, you've done kitchen, bathroom and decorating and flooring in that house over the past couple of years, so that house is maybe now worth £150,000. So you bought it 100, you've renovated it, the market's gone up for a couple of years, your house is now worth £150,000, your mortgage is 75,000. Sorry, your mortgage is 90,000 because you put £10,000 down. So your house, you've got £90,000 worth of mortgage in there, and your house is now worth 150. Okay, so you see a decent broker at this point. 2 years after you bought the house, in the initial mortgage you put a 2-year term on it. So 2 years later you've renovated it, you've lived in it, you've got a house of your own in step 1, and you've increased the value to 150,000. You've got a mortgage of 90,000. Okay, step 2 is you refinance that house. You can now get a mortgage of so you need 10% deposit on 150,000, so you need to leave £15,000 in, and you can get a mortgage of 135,000. Okay, so your current mortgage is 90,000, your new mortgage is 135,000. That means that you've pulled out 45 grand out of that house. Okay, so that's step 2. So step 1, buy a house. Step 2, you're going to refinance the house after renovating it. Okay, so that brings you in capital of around 40,000 maybe after costs. Okay, step 3, with that 40,000 you find another house that needs renovating. You put a 25% deposit down on that house, so you put in your 40 grand in, put 30 grand of that money into your deposit. So that's probably going to get you a house that's about 120,000 maximum value. Then you renovate that house with the 10 grand that you've got in the bank account, and then you refinance that house again. So you can put it on a bridging finance or a revalue mortgage. And step 3 is you buy another house, it's not your house, you renovate that, and you use what's called the BRRR model. You buy it, you refurb it, you refinance it, and then you rent it. Okay, so in that house you renovate it again. You can do all this while you're working, so me and the wife did a bunch of this while we were working. So we painted houses, we had builders in. So you've got 30 grand for your deposit, you've got 10 grand for your refurb. So that house, you can buy anything up to 120,000 now with your deposit. You've got 10 grand for the refurb, and then after renovations that house might be worth 150, 160,000 again, and you've put 130 grand into it. So you refinance it again, you rent that out to somebody to make like 300 maybe profit a month on that particular deal, and then you pull your money out again and you go on to your next one. Step 4 is you just keep doing that. So say if you did one a year of those type of deals, you use bridging finance or you use a revalue mortgage. So a revalue mortgage is where you buy the house with a lender, 6 months later after you've fully renovated it, you refinance it with the same lender, and they allow you to pull the extra money out of that house onto onto the mortgage and pull your money out. Okay, so step 5 is you use that BRR model to get more and more experienced on buy-to-let houses. You can start looking at HMO houses if you're like in that situation, but say if you did one a year of those for 10 years, you'd have a property portfolio of 10 houses. You'd have a passive income of probably £3 a month off 10 houses at 300, and then you'd be able to retire from your job and do property full time, and probably have assets worth over £1 million in that situation. So that is how you become wealthy in property and quit your job and become financially free. So hope that's helpful. If you have found that helpful, please smash that like button, and please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get the channel up to 100 subs at the moment. We're on 88. So if you could please subscribe if you found that helpful, then that would be great. And it's probably time you turn around your life in property. I'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.